Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, we can't hear you. No, Prabhuji.
You're on mute.
Am I audible, by the way?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you.
Okay. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Anvitamscha Namom Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktaramda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Good morning. How are you all doing?
Good, Prabhuji.
So very nice to see you all, and we are dwelling ourselves in the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. In that we are in the chapter 15. So this chapter is very important because this is giving the best yoga one can perform, the yoga of the Purushottama yoga, the yoga of the Supreme Person. So in the last weeks we were discussing in depth about what is the essence of actually taking to Bhagavad Gita is to surrender. If we understand, it's all about how we appreciate our position. To appreciate our position means we have to accept that we are not the master, we are the servant of the Lord. So that is the key. The understanding of Bhagavad Gita, or is, if we see in all the chapters, we can understand this, that we are not the Lord. We are not the lords of the universe that Lord has created, or the universes that we have created, or whatever. But it is the Supreme Lord, and according to His sanction and grant, things happen. And we should understand that our position is to surrender. Our relationship with Krishna is very clear. It is eternal, part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is also we come across in the purport of the second chapter, in the 46th verse. Also, it is there, and this is also mentioned in the 8th chapter, where we are talking about Brahman. So we are of nature which is similar to the Lord, or in fact, qualitatively it is same, but from quantitative we are different. And from quantitative, it means that we can only perceive ourselves, but we cannot perceive beyond our body, beyond our family. Even we cannot understand the pain that our own family members are going through. We can only imagine, but we cannot really understand. We cannot really sense it. So that is our limitation. But Lord, who is all pervading, who is present in everyone's heart, uh, who is also Suhradam, he is well-wisher of everyone. So he can perceive everything. Yeah. So in that way, we can understand the greatness of this 15th chapter, which is talking about the Supreme. And this particular verse, what we are going through, is very, very important. Uh, uh, because the question is, why a living entity will not be satisfied until he has reached the Supreme abode? Is the question, isn't it? uh, because it's fine that the Lord is supreme. In the previous verse we were thinking why there is no need of any light. Yeah, we were started to understand that spiritual worlds are illuminated by their own self, and the essence is about the Lord. Even the Lord illuminates the sun planet, through which we are also getting the light. So let's check the chapter if it's open. Yeah, it's open. Let me know if you can also, once you can see the screen. Once we are in chapter 15, verse number 7. Yeah, in case anyone would like to read this, most welcome. And this is very commonly quoted verse in Bhagavad Gita, and we can also understand what is the role of Prakriti.
Hare Krishna.
Radhikali Mataji,
Yeah,
would you like to read?
मामैवांश जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातन मनशस्त्राणि नेत्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि करष्यति. Translation: The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Purport: In this verse, the identity of the living being is clearly given. The living entity is the fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord eternally. It is not that he assumes individuality in his conditioned life and in his liberated state becomes one with the Supreme Lord. He is eternally fragmented. It is clearly said, Sanatana. According to the Vedic version, the Supreme Lord manifests and expands himself in innumerable expansions, of which the primary expansions are called Vishnu Tattva, and the secondary expansions are called the living entities. In other words, the Vishnu Tattva is the personal expansion, and the living entities are the separated expansions. By his personal expansion, he is manifested in various forms like Lord Rama, Narsimhadev, Vishnu Murti, and all the predominating deities in the Vaikuntha planets. The separated expansions, the living entities, are eternally servitors. The personal expansions of the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, the individual identities of the Godhead, are always
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Madhuri Mataji. Want to say something or?
Sorry, Prabhuji, I'm with my little one. Sorry, I forgot to mute.
Sorry. No, go on. Radhikali Mataji.
The personal expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the individual identities of the Godhead, are always present. Similarly, the separated expansions of living entities have their identities as fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. The living entities also have fragmental portion of his qualities, of which independence is one. Every living entity, as an individual soul, has his personal individuality and a minute form of independence. By misuse of that independence, one becomes a conditioned soul, and by proper use of independence, he is always liberated. In either case, he is qualitatively eternal, as the Supreme Lord is. In his liberated state, he is freed from his material condition, and he is under the engagement of transcendental service unto the Lord. In his conditioned life, he is dominated by the material modes of nature, and he forgets the transcendental loving service of the Lord. As a result, he has to struggle very hard to maintain his existence in this material world. The living entities, not only human beings and the cats and dogs, but even the greater controllers of the material world, Brahma, Lord Shiva, and even Vishnu, are all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. They are all eternal, not temporary manifestations. The word Karashati, struggling or grappling hard, is very significant. The conditioned soul is bound up and as though shackled by iron chains. He is bound up by the false ego, and the mind is the chief agent which is driving him in this material existence. When the mind is in the mode of goodness, his activities are good. When the mind is in the mode of passion, his activities are troublesome. And when the mind is in the mode of ignorance, he travels in the lower species of life. It is clear, however, in this verse that the conditioned soul is covered by the material body with the mind and the senses, and when he is liberated, this material covering perishes, but his spiritual body manifests itself in its individual capacity. The following information is there in the Madhyana Dinayana Shruti. Sava Isha Brahma Nishtha Idam Shariram Mratyam Atishrajya Brahma Bhishma Padaya Brahmana Pashyati Brahmana Shranoti Brahma Naivedyam Sarvam Anubhavati. It is stated here that when a living entity gives up this material embodiment and enters into the spiritual world, he revives his spiritual body. And in his spiritual body, he can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. He can hear and speak to him face to face. And he can understand the Supreme Personality as he is. From Smriti, also, it is understood Vasanti Yatra Purushaha Sarve Vaikunta Mrutyaha. In the spiritual planets, everyone lives in bodies featured like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As far as bodily construction is concerned, there is no difference between the part and parcel, living entities, and expansion of Vishnu Murti. In other words, at liberation, the living entity gets a spiritual body by the grace of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The words Mamai Vamsha, the fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, are also very significant. The fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord is not like some material broken part. We have already understood in the second chapter that the spirit cannot be cut into pieces. This fragment is not materially conceived. It is not like matter, which can be cut into pieces and joined together again. The conception is not applicable here because the Sanskrit word Sanatana, eternal, is used. The fragmental portion is eternal. It is also stated in the beginning of the second chapter that in each and every individual body, the fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord is present. Dehinosmin yatha dehi. That fragmental portion, when liberated from the bodily entanglement, revives its original spiritual body in the spiritual sky, in a spiritual planet, and enjoys association with the Supreme Lord. It is, however, understood here that the living entity, being the fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, is qualitatively one with the Lord, just as the parts and parcels of gold are also gold. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Let's understand, being a very lengthy, long purport, um, helps us to also understand deeper meaning of this and valuable teachings from this shloka. So, Mamai Vams Jiva Loka. So clearly, Lord is saying, certainly, Mama Eva. Only thing is, we are not able to accept it. But Krishna is very clearly saying that all you are part and parcel of me, Jiva Loka. In the world of conditioned life, everything, Jiva Bhuta and then Sanatana, eternal. The living entity in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Already some schools of thoughts differ here. That could be because one may think through the meditation process, the samadhi state is to forget ourselves. But by forgetting ourselves, we are not losing our identity, or we are not dissolving our identity. If a cat is closing the eyes and drinking the milk, doesn't mean that the surroundings have disappeared. There is still the cat, there is still the milk. It is only that it has closed its eyes. So the reality doesn't change the way that we think, but rather we should change according to the reality. This is very, very important. And Krishna is saying the living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. And he is not saying our eternal fragmental parts in this world. He is clearly mentioning that we are eternal. The world where we are living, there is a time of creation, there is a long time of maintenance, and then there is a time of annihilation, and that's it. But the living entity is not restricted within it. Of course, being the life of creation is very long, so we may have to take many multiple births. But we have to understand that this is not going to end as soon as this world ends. The next point is, due to the conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Mana, Shashta, Indriyani. And what is that Indriya? Mana, mind. And what? How many are there? Shastani, the six Indriyas. Usually we see the Indriyas are five, but who is the leader of that? It is the Manas. This we also get from the teachings of Jada Bharat to Maharaj Rahugan. He in that also we come across the role of mind, how it makes us illusioned, makes us think, not understand things as it is. When Rahugan was saying, "Hey, why are you not so careful in carrying the pot? Yeah, I am the king. I order you." He said, "Now you are the king. Maybe in next life or next moment, I might be the king." So all this is coming because of the mind. So in this verse, it's very clear. Due to the conditioned life, what is the cause of this? Is the conditioned life. So the first part of this, let's help ourselves to understand that we are eternal. And it's very difficult to understand why, because we relate everything as part of the body, and we see that okay, the body has not been eternal. Whatever was when we are 15 years old, that body is no more there. The body that we have now will not be there anymore after even a moment. The body keeps changing. So what we are accepting is a change is eternal, not the body. The change is eternal. But if we understand that change is also only restricted to what? To the body. So we have to understand that living entity is the fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord eternally. That's what Prabhupada emphasizes first statement. So there is no question of we getting dissolved and then we cease to exist, and it's not like okay, we lose our identity forever. No, we stay with our identity forever. Only thing is we will realize it, and this is what is called process of self-realization. And for that we take the support of Bhagavad Gita. It is not that he assumes individuality in his conditioned life and in his liberated state becomes one with the Supreme Lord. No, it is not that. He is ever eternal and part and parcel. It is clear, Sanatana. According to the Vedic version, the Supreme Lord manifests and expands himself in innumerable forms, of which the primary expansions are Vishnu Tattva, and the secondary expansions are called living entity. So, which means, I think, Sai Prabhu, here we can see that we are expansions of the Lord, but a secondary expansion. Yeah, that's why we are part and parcel of the Lord. In other words, the Vishnu Tattva is a personal expansion, living entity are separate expansions. So, which means we do not, it's not like, okay, when Lord is eternal, we are eternal, so we would also have been created by our own self. Adirasa Prabhu, can't we have this kind of question? When we are saying eternal, Lord is eternal, what is the difference between that and this? Our eternity started after the Lord created us. The question may come, okay, but then what does it mean then when we are saying eternal means there should not be no end, no start, right? We are not able to trace. It is it is so long in the dimensions of time. It's not like, okay, all of us along with the Lord have appeared. No, because there is always a cause of all causes. It's not causes of all causes, because even for that causes there should be a cause, isn't it? And that cause is the Supreme Lord. How can we understand that? Yeah, though our existence is there and is eternal, but we do not have the same quantitative similarities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, Vishnu Tattva is the personal expansion, living entities are separated expansions. So, which means that we also are expansions of the Lord. This is one thing. And we are also, what do we mean by Lord? Means one who is completely independent, one who is the master, one is the supreme enjoyer, supreme proprietor. All these things is the Lord. In our case, we are also having these things, but in very, very, very minute form. By his person, Lord, by his personal expansions, he manifests in various forms like Lord Ram, Nrsimhadev, Vishnu Murti, and all predominating deities in Vaikuntha. The separated expansions, the living entities, are eternally servitors. So there is a master, and obviously then there is a servant. And the servant offers the service to the master, and he is pleased. The personal expansion of the Supreme Lord, the individual identities of the Godhead are always present. Similarly, the separated expansions of living entities have their identity. So what does that mean is, the Lord, when he is expanding as Lord Ramachandra, Nrsimhadev, Vishnu Murti, the Lord exists. It's not like, okay, he has done his avatar and then he's gone, disappeared, only disappeared from um, our universe or the world. But the Lord does Nitya Leela. When he is expanding, he is all present, all over, and he is doing his Nitya Leela, and he has his eternal abode. The Ayodhya that we see here is a replica of the Ayodhya planet, which is one of the Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky. So the Lord is, when we're reading that, okay, the Lord has finished his pastime, his Leela, and he goes back to his home. That home is in the spiritual world, in the Vaikuntha planet, one of the Vaikuntha planets. So in that way, the Lord is eternal. Lord's expansions are eternal. The primary and also secondary, both are eternal. Similarly, the separated expansions of living entities have their identities. Now, as fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, the living entity also have fragmental portions of his qualities, of which independence is one. Any country definitely speaks about right of independence. Yeah, if a country is attacked, a country is attacked, this is the attack on the independence. It is attack on the independence, because then the country is going to kind of rule with its own way, and it's kind of taking away the independence. So one of the qualities of this independence is actually in every individual, and this we take it to a next level, to the next level, to the next level, to the national, to the international. All this is independence, and actually this is coming because Lord is Purna Purushottam, means he is completely independent, and being we part and parcel of him, also share this quality of always want to be independent. Because if we want to be happy, which is also the quality of the Lord, the independence is there. And in fact, the Lord doesn't interfere with the independence he is giving us. When we are talking about something called free will means the Lord is not interfering with us. He is not disturbing. If you see, each or every living entity as an individual soul has his personal individuality and a minute form of independence, isn't it? So amazing. So we have independence. It's not like, okay, there is this karma. Yes, of course, Lord didn't create the karma. It is we wanted, we created, we are facing through it. So we have used our independence in a way that has an effect of it. And okay, let's say not about karma. I don't believe in karma. Okay, I'm in this material world, which is all temporary, and yeah, because of the material modes of nature, I am suffering. Yes, this is also because we wanted to enjoy, and that can be available here, and we didn't know this is not enjoyment. When we are suffering, we are feeling very sad, but actually this is what we were asking, not knowing the um, not knowing the effects of it. So in either case, he is qualitatively eternal, as the Supreme Lord is. In his liberated state, he is freed from this material condition, and he is under the engagement of transcendental service unto the Lord. So when we are serving, we are free. In his conditioned life, he is dominated by the material modes of nature, and he forgets of the transcendental loving service of the Lord. That is the root cause. As a result, he has to struggle very hard. What does it say? In Karshati. Karshati means struggling. Karshati is struggling hard. It's like dappling. It's very, very hard. It's like grappling very hard, though we think, oh, is there any hope? So heavy, hard struggle. It is why? Because because we have uh, started to identify with this body, which is temporary, and that's why we are always under pressure. Satish Prabhu, you have a big dream and you want to finish that before you get weak or before you get old, before you get unfit, isn't it? But you are not getting old, it is only your body is getting old.
Yes, Rohit. Yes.
And because your body, and then what you will do? You will exercise more energy. Instead of your plans that you wanted to finish in 10 years, you want to finish in 5 years or in 3 years, whatever. And then you do more. And due to which, what you are doing? Everyone is struggling to say that, hey, bhakti is nice, but I don't have time. Isn't it? Because when we are struggling, we tend to solve the problem. And the actual problem is that we are solving a problem which is um, in fact due to our own lack of understanding how to solve the problem. Just like in a spider cob, spider web. Yeah. So what happens? A small insect comes and gets stuck there, and when it gets stuck there, it is trying to escape. By coming out of it, what is happening? It is more wounded into the web, and finally it's get caught, and happily the spider comes and eats. So we are also thinking that I am solving the problem by doing this, I am solving the problem by this, and all these things are what is making we are getting stuck into the web of this material world. And what is the leader for that? It is the mind. So here we see that in the conditioned life, he is dominated by the modes of material nature. It's obvious, right? If we are in the material world, we have to follow the laws of the material world. Isn't it? So we can't simply say no, I am different. I am a spiritual being. I am a spiritual being. I am in the material world. By chance, someone has casted me here. Okay, then what are we exhibiting? Are we exhibiting spiritual, transcendental, loving service to the Lord? Then you are free. But if no, then yeah, welcome. Yeah, enjoy the party, because we have arranged everything as per what you have wished. Only thing is, this is a little painful. You didn't know that. and now at least know it. If we will not know it, then there is no question of rectification, there is no question of correction, there is no question of transformation. So this goes on and on and on in different species of the life we take. The living entities, not only human beings, the cats and dogs, but even the greater controllers of material world, Brahma, Lord Shiva, even Vishnu, are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. They are eternal, not temporary manifestation. The word karshati means struggling or grappling hard is very significant. We all can very easily understand that we are struggling. One day I'm struggling with health, one day I'm struggling with money, one day I'm struggling with my own mind. When everything the loss of the country, loss of the state, lot of the nature, lot of the world, so many things are troubling me. Struggle. May I find a place. Don't I can escape all this struggling. No one has this. What do you all say? Yeah, this mute. Yeah, anyone want to say? Does anyone want to stay here in this kind of condition where when we appreciate, when we realize that this is in fact not the place what I dreamt for? Rishabh Prabhu? Isn't that our one of the prayers is, oh Lord, please save me from this suffering. This suffering is intense.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, actually, yeah, two ways, Prabhuji. One is that, as you rightly said, to give a liberation from suffering, and another one is also to ask for more, benefits and get ourselves twined in this suffering. So, yeah.
No, but yeah, the second thing can be there, but we want to have a life of no suffering, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, just success and peace
Yeah.
and serenity.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is already promotion. Second thought is already one people who is free from suffering, little. They'll think already about more comfort. But one who is struggling in already suffering, he would first ask for relief.
Yes, Prabhuji. Right.
Maybe not to the Lord, at least to your own self. Rishabh Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So I have one thought was coming in my mind during this lecture that the Lord has given us this minute free will, and then it is said that without His approval, nothing really moves. So whenever we have a desire, we have a will, He approves it. Only after He approves it, that happens, right? So, for example, when we wanted to enjoy or lord it over the material world, He approved it, and then we came here in this material world. So he sanctioned it, right? Okay, go enjoy.
Okay.
For example, okay, that still makes sense that, okay, we made this request to Him, He approved it, and now we are here. But what about people who are a little bit more smarter? Now they know that they have made a wrong request. They might request now for a world where there is no karma, so they can enjoy freely. Can Lord sanction that also? That I want you to create a world for me where there is no karma, and I can enjoy as much as I can. I should not get anything back in return. Please approve this. So what about that?
Yeah, I think obviously in every prayer we do this, right? It's not like, okay, a unique prayer, right? In every prayer we are doing that. In all our prayers, we always want only happiness, no pain, we only want pleasure. Yeah, that's what you're putting in a way, that no bad effect, no bad karma.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not a prayer of a devotee, because a devotee would say, I don't care if I'm in pain or not, I would just want to serve you. But this is more of a person who would say, I don't want to serve you, but I want to enjoy without any bad effects. So can you create a world like this for me? Would Lord approve that? And is there a world like this?
No, you're typically asking something that is totally against your nature, right? So your nature, your own existence is everything about to do service. And what you're asking is something, okay, you have used a free will. So it is something like um, a place where there is no effects. The karma is a means to actually help us to understand. And why will a father will do that? A father, when he's saying, okay, okay, go and suffer, why will he do? When the Lord is very compassionate, why will he do that? He eventually sets up the things such a way that we can understand our mistakes and then come back. And karma is a process through which one is going through that. To come to this point that yes, I have messed up my with my free will. Now the best thing is to surrender, or the best thing is to serve the Lord. When that, as you said, a person can ask anything. Huh? You know, a prisoner, what do you call? Is prisoner the one who is put in a jail?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he has committed something. He is put in the jail. So no. I have, yeah. I want a law. I want a constitution where I should be given the knife so that I can do anything in the jail. You know what he can do, right? Hmm? The purpose of putting into a setup, into a arrangement, is to put him under conditioning, a law through which he understands that what he has committed, what he's thinking is not right. A person who is deceased or sick, right? So what should if he has the free will, he will make his disease even bigger. Yeah, that's not the plan of the hospital, right? The purpose of the hospital is to cure. Yeah, for that he may has to go to some diet or some regulation or some therapies or some surgeries. There is a whole process, and it's not like, okay, yeah, now you are in the hospital, you can do anything, whatever you want. There is no problem for you. You can even kill me. That's no problem. Rishabh Prabhu, you're getting the point. Karma, no one wants it.
Yes, bro.
No, no one wants it. Yeah, forget about that. Very simple. No one wants death. If the life is all good, I want to continue. After all, I have my earnings, I have my status, I have everything that this. It's better to continue like that. After 45 years, 50 years, let the time not tick. Let it go on eternally with all. So everyone has his own expectations. So I want like that, I want like this. And your question is, because he has this free will, he is using it to think like that. Will he get like that? Yeah, the Lord is very smart that he can still arrange such a thing, but still make us understand. No, yeah, by that it's only not helpful for you, it's harmful. And karma is the means through which he is teaching us the laws of material nature. He is the means through which he is controlling us. The question comes, hey, is this controlling? Then what about the free will? We are still talking about a minute free will. It's not like a free will like the Lord. We are still talking about a fragmental. That freedom or independence that we have is very minute. We can't just say, hey, I want to do anything and everything. Then you're fired, isn't it? In your company, in the company,
Yeah.
you're working in a very, very confidential project, and you say, hey, no, I'm very compassionate, I want to, out of my mode of goodness, I want to just give this to everyone, but don't punish me. You have the free will only to use the document within your team, right? I don't know what is it called, C1, C2, C3, C4. That is the confidentiality, and you maintain that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, in fact, the free will is given for a purpose, and if it's not used for that purpose, then the Lord helps us in the means of saying sweetly, and sometimes add some spice to it. And if the spice is not tolerable, then we start crying. Hmm? Yeah, I don't know, Rishabh Prabhu.
True.
Yeah. So yeah, to your question of if the Lord can fulfill our free will, can He give us a world with no karma effects and everything? No. When the Lord sees this is not helpful for us, yeah, in there is also a limit for anything. Yeah? We can't ask everything. So through this process of karma, through the process of laws of nature, He is giving us this conditioning that is in fact favorable. Yeah, just like in a hospital, we are not allowed to go anywhere everywhere. Yeah, there are some sensitive zones, right? You know this during COVID time, or no, you're not you're not allowed to go into any room. Yeah, if you're in the hospital, then you have to be in that room. Huh? The guys who will assist you will come with all jackets and everything. They will treat, and then you're not supposed to leave the room at all. So that is our situation. We are so much conditioned, so much diseased that we don't have the full independence, as if like, but in the room you can move around. Yeah? Just like a cow which is, or a bull which is tied to a pole, it can go as long as the rope. Yeah, that is the free will. Okay. Anyone else have a question?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Dinath Mama.
Prabhuji, this realization that our current world it's a conditional world, it's a temporary world, so that it's getting difficult for us to stay here. I think this realization will come only when we are entering pure devotion, right, Prabhuji? Or else everybody will find their own comfort zone in this world, correct, Prabhuji?
Maybe can you try to rephrase the question?
The thing is, yes, I mean, we all know that this material world is filled with difficulties. Like
Okay.
some people will experience it till they face the difficulty or the barrier. But till then, we will be in our own comfort zone. Like we are happy to serve our senses, indulge in temporary happiness, and we think that that is permanent. So I mean, what I'm thinking is this realization that this is completely temporary. This realization can come only when we associate with the pure bhakti, or maybe that gives us a.
Okay. So yeah, so this realization definitely comes when someone is in Bhakti Yoga, but this realization also comes in Jnana Yoga or even Dhyana
Okay.
Yoga. So different levels of realizations are there to understand that we are in the world which is a place of suffering. It's not only a devotee, but a person who takes up. Yeah, because for example, when we talk about a Jnani, one who has knowledge, a knowledge is already telling that okay, this world is of this nature, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhu.
So then, but of course, how seriously he takes, that's the next thing. But at least the knowledge is there that he knows this world is a temporary world. And the challenge here is that people do not have these dashboards or news where people are showing how, for example, if Indira Gandhi was assassinated, I don't know, right? Then what happened to her next life? Huh? How nice if there is a dashboard which is going to show us what happened. Or
Yes,
the other
Prabhu.
way, if there is a dashboard that is showing what happened to the person who killed her, when we can see these things, it becomes very, very clear, isn't it? Then we start accepting all this reincarnation, law of karma, and all. But then we don't have to wait until all these things, dashboards come. Or what I mean by dashboard is that we have to dwell ourselves so that we can understand this gyan and bhakti, and then we can see these things. We don't really need some electronic or sophisticated software pieces to show that. Why? Because we can see when we take to Bhagavatam, it's clearly said what happened to a person who has died in this life. For example, Jada Bharat, what happened next life. Huh? No, come on. If we simply say no, these are scriptures which are very very old, and how can we trust and all these things? All the best. All the best. The Lord is even giving us a means. But if that dashboard in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, we can't accept it. If we really wanted a proof, there are also some level of scientific advancement that has given that proofs. But if we don't want, as I said, the spices are there waiting. It's not that Lord is having a vengeance against us because we are bad, because we are not accepting. Lord has created a system. It's not working exclusively only for Dinath Prabhu. Oh, Dinath Prabhu, if you do like this, then only then you will be punished. The law is for everyone. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It is not like, okay, no. Why there is only comfort for only Dinanath Prabhu? Huh? No, if we do like Dinanath Prabhu, we have comforts like Dinanath Prabhu. If we mess up like him, yeah, the problems will be like Sudama Prabhu. Huh? It's not like, okay, Lord is um, targeting someone, and we may think, hey, I am not targeted, na? So I have done something great. Hmm? So it's not, and one who is taking it late will come late, right? Hmm? There are trains every hour from Lindau to Friedrichshafen. The train that you take, the early, you reach early, right? You may think,
Yes,
no, what is urgency? Come on, why I have to go? Why I have to go early? Well, let me take the last train. Just imagine there are so many people like you who want to take the last train. Do you get a chance? You have to wait for the next train, right? And are we ready? Hmm? Can we wait for that sweet time to come when I can board? No. I am very privileged. I have a high reservation. I have already done booking long ago, and now I am going to use that ticket. And for me, there is no problem. Now, what we are talking about, that reservation is what? Hmm? What is that reservation? What is that privilege? That privilege is something that we have earned it, right? Without earning, can you book a ticket? Yeah.
yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So that is what we are talking about. We may not know we have earned that privilege, but because of that privilege, someone is advancing. If we just think, no, I don't need all these things, yeah, all the best. Then we have to take the last flight. I don't know if what is the guarantee. Yeah, Dinath Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
This is very common. Yeah, people are very complacent with things that are going in their life. They think, my life is nice. I have nice. I imagined something, but I even got bigger. Life, no one else has it. What is the purpose of it? To enjoy? Because I don't accept the law of karma. It's just like going through traffic lights, right? And I say, hey, no one is seeing. Let me go with when it's red. Hmm? Or okay, I'm not cheating someone. Let me go only when it is green. That is fine. Because I am a person mode of goodness. Yeah, because of your goodness, yeah, you're also rewarded. And yeah, that's also a burden. Anyway, I don't know. So if this answered your question, or
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. I mean, what I mean to say is, yeah, we know that this material world is full of difficulties, but still one has to perform his swadharma and connect to Sanatan Dharma fulfillingly, because nobody will want death, right, Prabhuji? Because we want to leave this material world. Please, death, come and take me away to spiritual world. This, I think, this cannot be the,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, attitude, right, Prabhuji?
as
So
I
we
said,
have
so to the level of maturity we have, to that level of care we will take. Yeah, you can't expect a child to, right? If a child, he has not so maturity like us, he may not think what is the pros and cons. He doesn't know uh, what may happen in 5 years, what will happen in 15 years. What he would just think is about that day.
yes, Prabhuji.
That day, that is my only thought. And now when this maturity is not age dependent, this maturity is independent of age. It's all depend on knowledge. We can
Yes,
also see
Prabhuji.
some kids are very smart, very smart. I don't know who was that. That one were already, yeah. Anyway, so if someone is sitting leisurely, yeah, we can only call that as not maturity. Why? Because we are sitting in a place where the fire is all around. We may not able to see. Yeah. Just imagine a house inside. You are staying very nicely, and there is fire all around the house. You just have to open the door. That's it. The sweet house, whatever we are thinking, right? Happy home and all the fire is all around. That's why we are taking shelter, right? This house is our shelter, but the fire is just waiting at the door.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We are not seeing that, and then when we open, everything is burnt. What do you say?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. I mean, I agree, and yeah, we also have great examples in all our senior acharyas, our
Yeah. As
Gurumahar.
I said, the dashboards are ready. The vision, the vision to see them is something that we need to. That's why it's very important when we are in these kind of life teaching sessions. Yeah? So these are not ordinary. These are words of the Lord. These are these are giving us that understanding through which we can develop that maturity. I mean, both your question as well as Rishabh Prabhu questions are not ordinary. These are extraordinary, but have become very ordinary for everyone because these are common questions. Everyone wants to enjoy without suffering. That is what karma. Yeah, and the second thing is that okay, one doesn't realize suffering and does anything, then he has to suffer later. Right?
Yes, Prabhuji, correct.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, this we are sitting on fire, na? Like you said.
Yeah.
So why are we not able to realize, Prabhuji, that we are sitting on a fire or we are in a very critical, dangerous situation? And most of the time
We are not
realize.
we are not understanding what is the effects of it. Just like a child, right? Yeah, when a house gets caught fire, the adults, the way that they handle, and the kid, there is difference, isn't it? The adult understands what is the end effect of it. The child may not know what is the effect. He get the heat, but because he doesn't know what is the effect, he just still try to see, okay, maybe this heat is okay. Yeah, for you it's happening, for me it's happening, for everyone around me it's happening. So I think this is not a problem because someone else around me have tackled. I just have to go and ask him, knock the door, hey, how to handle this? Yeah. The first question you will ask is how are you? He will say I am fine. Okay, which means when he asks me how are you, what should be the answer? I am fine, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So both are enjoying the heat, but they are not accepting it. And when this I am fine, after a few months or years, when you ask this guy, then he says, you know what, I'm not, I have this problem, I have that problem. So the heat is already there, but we are thinking that okay, this heat will go, it's only temporary thing. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Very nice example. Yeah.
So this I am fine business is very dangerous because we are what is this word called? I am solacing myself, not solacing, actually not even consoling. There is something, a nice word. I am, it's like I'm comforting myself and I'm thinking, yes, it can't be better than this. After all I have done, I have worked very hard, I have a good salary, I have arranged everything. So this should guarantee me this happiness. And if this is the happiness that is getting, okay, yeah, I think even anyone else around would have got it. Maybe if someone else got more, yeah, maybe, yeah, it's only temporary for him. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. So should
So,
we? I mean, should we so more think about it, like to realize the situation we are in this world of suffering?
actually, it is very important for us to really think and act. Rather, what we are doing is we are acting and then are thinking what a mess we made. Vibhav, welcome to- Huh? You're getting the difference?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
In Kali Yuga, na, we don't have time to think.
Yes,
Huh?
Prabhuji.
We are just thinking, oh, okay, I have thought enough. I have thought all the consequences. Or when we ask, can you think in this way? No, no, I don't have time. If I think that way, I will never do it. Let me do it, and whatever comes now from there, we can do it. We are in the world of what is it called, agile development, right? Huh?
Yes,
And
Prabhuji.
most of the time, the agile is fragile. I don't know in which company, which projects agile is the best. No, agile is, yeah, yeah. It takes a lot of time to come that agile is productive, isn't it? In order that agile way of working can be productive, one have to understand each other, one have to understand the dynamics of the need, so many things, then only he can start deliver. And by that time there are a lot of learnings, yeah, after all. And the guy who has learned, he will move on to the different world or different project. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, Adhirasa Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. But Prabhuji, we also see that. So, for example, when you go to temple or hear kirtan, kathana, we really we
I
start
have thought
enjoying,
everything.
and we forget about this suffering, and we don't realize.
Yeah, we don't realize. No, I'm saying that after some time, no, a person who is pretty confident, he thinks that I have thought all the cases. Dinanath Prabhu, I have thought this, I have thought this, I have left, right, straight, back, all directions. I am confident. Now this is the right thing to do. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And we are so confident that this will work. Huh? That's why what happens, we just take a decision. We are not even referring to the scriptures, we are not referring to sadhus, we are not referring to shastras, all these things. Come on, guru, what is the role of a guru in this? We take simply a decision because I have thought through thoroughly. And that way so many decisions we make, and then, yeah, things may not work as it is because we have not thought so many things, because we have not aligned our plans along with Bhagavad Gita and its teachings. What is the guarantee now? If I saw the neighbor, if he did it, if I do it, what is the guarantee both it works for me or like it worked for him?
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Who's that?
Sound.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
When means when we don't know there is a fire around us, how can we realize there is a fire around us? Means in which situations, or how can we identify that?
Yeah. So it's a very, very nice question. But there are people who are putting ads, right? Telling, hey, there can be fire can be everywhere, which means we definitely know there can be a chance of fire outside. But okay, we are living in a country, there is a rain, there is no fire, all these things is one thing. When we take this example of fire, when we talk about ourselves, Are you not suffering with any health issue?
Yes, and
That is fire.
mhm.
You don't have to, yeah. It's not the real fire that comes, yeah, okay, I know the nature of the fire that it will burn, but yeah, our health is also signaling us what are we doing. Just imagine if someone is eating good food, then his health is good.
Mhm.
Or someone is, in spite of eating good food, he's still having health issue. In either cases, when there is a health issue, that we have to understand, okay, there is something that is impacting me, right? And this is what we are talking about, fire. And what is the solution for it, to get out of it? If I am thinking that my life is happy, that I don't have any health issue, for example, we are taking an example of health issue, yeah, what about the mind? Is the mind peaceful, as if like there is no tension at all? There is something worrying me, right?
Mhm.
The fire.
But how can we realize at the starting on itself? Means we know it until there is some
I
disease or
understand.
some, yeah.
And your question is, now when I'm talking, oh, health is a fire or mind is a fire, now we think, okay, and this is what we are talking. When we talk, when we read Bhagavad Gita, when we understand this nature, then we start understanding, oh, these are problems. Maybe this is not an immediate problem now, but it will explode later.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a smoker or a non-smoker, let's put a non-smoker, the person who is not smoking, um, he is thinking, fine, I'm fine. But what he, if he is saying, hey, smoking is all fine, let me start smoking, then what will happen? Does he know the problem?
No.
Maybe initially he doesn't know and he starts smoking, then he gets cancer. Or he already knows that, hey, there are so many people who are suffering from cancer, but there is no guarantee that it will happen to me, let me try. And the third person is saying, hey, I know that cancer is dangerous, yeah, I have seen so many, why to take a risk? Let me not take risk at all. So now what do we choose? Do we want to prevent or do we want to suffer?
Yeah, of course we want to prevent,
Want
but
to, hmm?
yeah.
And there are a lot of advertisements, right? For example, that smoking is injurious to health and all these things are there. And in our life, what are those? When we take to Bhagavad Gita, we understand what thoughts can lead us where. Because we have
Mhm.
not understood that, we have not gone through the Bhagavad Gita and its teachings, what is happening, we are not even realizing it. And to your exact question, we don't even know that there is heat. Why? We don't know that there is heat, but we are not feeling it.
Mm.
We want to be felt only when it is too hot, and at that time we are feeling very bad. What we could do, actually fix at very very early stage. Yeah, we are when we talk about cancer, right? There is cancer type 1, type, what is it called? Level 1 or type 1? No, level 1 is
Grade 1, grade 2.
grade, right? Grading. Uh, Grade 1 is not noticed so much, right?
Mm.
Thinking, hey, I'm perfect, I'm perfect, I'm perfect. And grade 2 also, maybe I'm thinking I'm perfect. Grade 3 is coming, and people may think, oh, now I feel something which is not normal. But already the heat, the fire, already brought us to that level of 3. Soundarya Mataji?
Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji.
Our position is that when we do not take to the right knowledge, right understanding, then we are not having this knowledge. And when we don't have this knowledge, we always tend to think, I am fine. You go and ask anyone, he will say, I am fine.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because from childhood, we are trained. Just imagine if a child goes and someone is asking, how are you? If he says, I am not fine, immediately the parents will say, hey, what happened to you? Am I not providing you food? I'm not providing you. Why are you saying so? And then he starts thinking, oh, I should say always I'm fine because everyone is saying I'm fine. But we should understand that I am not at all fine. Not at all fine. We should strongly understand this, because we are not at our home. We are not at our best place. How can we find? Just imagine if someone ends up in a Ukraine where the war is going on, how can he feel that, hey, this is my home and I'm very fine? Hmm?
Mm.
Because you know that Ukraine, the situation, you know the knowledge, you have the knowledge about the situation, then you know how dangerous it is. And the world where we are living, we don't know, then yeah, just imagine you end up in Ukraine thinking you don't know anything about Ukraine, what is happening in Ukraine. Very soon we will know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting
Yes.
the so
Yes,
not knowing
Prabhuji.
the heat doesn't help us.
Mm.
Rather, knowing the heat will help us to rectify soon.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? Shweta Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
How is it resonating with the realities of the world?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, as we discussed before, also till the time person achieves as per the plan, I think they don't realize this fact. When
Yeah.
the things don't go as per their plans or as per their thoughts, and then the realization comes, oh, something else is governing it or controlling it, and then that realization comes, yes, we are in a place where we
Yeah.
need to put
Sometimes.
efforts to go back to our own,
Yeah.
like where we
Sometimes we think
belong.
that. Yeah. Sometimes we think that there is no relation with Bhagavad Gita and my life. Yeah. Because Bhagavad Gita, we are seeing, hey, it's a holy scripture. Bhagavad Gita is about Krishna and Arjun. Bhagavad Gita is about some yoga. What it has to do with my life? My life is all about how to take care of my health, how to take care of my ultimately how to be happy. But that the solution for happiness is actually in the lines in the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, and one may have to turn to Bhagavad Gita and the Holy Scriptures, approach a sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. So there is everything which can actually are our saviors. These things will save us. The other day when you have this post, right? We may wait for unlimited time for the right time to come. But what did we do to get that right time? When I think it was your DP, I think I've seen that people are waiting for the perfect time to come and then they will do, yeah. But the achievement they may do is might be not so perfect, very little.
Yes, Prabhuji.
But
Yes, I see.
rather one can already start investing time. No, I don't have this perfect quality of chanting. Let me do after 15 years. That will never come. It will never come. Why? Because if all these 15 years, what am I doing if I'm not doing bhakti? How can that best time come if I'm not doing the best thing now? It won't come. The best things will come only when we do the best effort. When we show, hey, I'm sincerely giving my best effort every day. When we are doing japa, every day when we are reading, all these things are helping us to get that perfect moment. So this is very, very important in our life that we appreciate this, that I am suffering. The people are there, they can tell anything. If we really ask, then they come up. If they really trust us, then they start telling, I have this problem, I have that problem, what, I have all kinds of problems in my life. So many people, right? So many company CEOs, they'll not tell, hey, our company have all kinds of problems. Right, Satish Prabhu, if you are a MD or a CEO, will you tell everyone that what hopeless situation is in my company? I have bad employees, I have bad strategy, I have that, I have this. No, you'll always say, hey, no, this is the best. Invest.
Absolutely, Prabhuji. Even if we cut down employees, they say we want to be more efficient and optimization. The stock 5% if they are cutting down 10,000 employees. So, agree with you.
Yeah, all this nonsense, no, it makes us comfortable. Otherwise, imagine, who can sleep if I am going to tell, if the company is telling, hey, you know what, this is what is going to happen, and then how can we sleep? No, the company will say, no, you have done great job, but our strategies have changed. In fact, you want to just get rid of it. He's just putting some sugar coating or something. Okay, we'll take 15 minutes before we close so that we can wrap up this. Any further questions? Rishabh Prabhu, I hope that answered you in length. Okay, hope so. So the word karshati, struggling or grappling hard, is very significant. The conditioned soul is bound up as though shackled by iron chains. So we are talking about an insect caught up in the web, spider cob. But we think, hey, come on, those with my left hand, or not even left hand, with the little finger of my left hand, I can just break the all spider web into pieces. No, but we are tied with what? Iron chains. He is bound up by the false ego, and the mind is the chief agent which is driving him in this material existence. The mind, whatever we are always proud of, we are thinking that this mind is brilliant. I have a brilliant idea. How many of us think like that? The brilliant idea is coming from mind. Be very careful. The mind can play a spell on us that we may think it is great, but it's a great disaster for us for lifetime. When the mind is in the mode of goodness, his activities are good. When the mind is in the mode of passion, his activities are troublesome. When the mind is in the mode of ignorance, he travels in the lower species of life. Yeah, when we know this, we are careful. When we don't know this, we just leave it. Oh, I'm enjoying, let me enjoy. I'm enjoying by causing suffering to others. That's okay. Who guarantees next life what happens? Yeah, when we have scriptures, evidences, proofs, then we start taking it serious. The following information is there in Madhyan Dinayana Shruti. This is from the Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda. Sava Yesha Brahmanishta Idam Shariram Martyam Atisraja Brahmabi Sampadaya Brahmana Pasyati Brahmana Shnoti Brahma Naivedam Sarvam Anubhavati. Yeah. So this is coming from the Vedas, and yeah, we have great regard to the Vedas, na? So we have to at least take the teachings or the message from the Vedas. It is stated here that when a living entity gives up this material embodiment and enters into the spiritual world, he revives his spiritual body, and in his spiritual body he can see the Supreme Person of Godhead face to face. So which means it is not a false propaganda, it is not theory. It is indeed a fact that everyone is eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. From Smriti also it is understood, Vasanti yatra purusha sarve vaikunta murtayah. In the spiritual planets, everyone lives in the bodies featured like the Supreme Lord. As far as bodily construction is concerned, there is no difference between part and parcel, living entities, and the expansion Vishnumurti. This is very dangerous because this tends to make us feel like, hey, I am also, when we are talking, there is no difference between I and the expansions of the Lord. We may start thinking I am also a Lord. There is a hell lot of difference between this our ourself and the Supreme Lord, because there is also the potency. Our potency is very infinitesimal, very, very limited. In other words, at liberation, the living entities get a spiritual body. So even when we get a spiritual body, in the spiritual body, it's not like I am going to become the master. In the spiritual body, I am given the privilege of being appreciating the service to the Supreme Lord. Mamaiva Amsha, this is coming. Mamaiva Amsha, fragmental part and parcel are also very significant. The fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord is not only like some material broken piece, but we have already understood in the second chapter, verse 47, that spirit cannot be cut into pieces. No, this is in 2.40. that conception is not applicable here because Sanskrit Sanatana is used. Just imagine if the Atma can be cut into pieces, one Atma should have many. The fragmental portion is eternal. It is also stated in the beginning of the second chapter that in each and every individual body, the fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord is present. Today we will be talking about this verse, Dehinosmin Yata Dehe. That fragmental portion which when liberated from the bodily entanglement, revives its original spiritual body in the spiritual sky, in the spiritual planet, and enjoys association with the Supreme Lord. So this is our hope. This is our dream that we want to enjoy. That enjoyment independently can never happen. It can happen only in conjunction with association with the Supreme Lord. That is possible when we rectify our thoughts, when we correct our understanding. It is, however, understood here that the living entity, being the fragment part and parcel, is qualitatively one with the Lord, just as the part and parcel of gold are also gold. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. Okay. Final thoughts, final questions. Varsanila Mataji, Surya Teja Prabhu. Anyone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yeah, I think one correlation which you gave is very rightly apt, especially this cancer or when we get any problem in our body. This I have experienced like few years back. I was talking to one of my close friends. He's an oncologist in Gujarat, and I was asking him because of some cancer cancer scenarios in the family. I was asking him that why these days there is a lot of cancer in India or in general. Then he said one thing, that when he started to diagnose, the first instance is when people come to him, he says that the person is very young and he says that, okay, you have so and so stage cancer. They don't believe actually in the first instance. They're very shocked.
Yeah.
They say that I'm perfectly all right. I mean, I have no symptom, nothing. So he has to really show them reports and make them understand, because he found cases in very young people. So it takes a while for the person to digest that, okay, there is something wrong in the body and the treatment has to start as soon as possible. There can be various reasons for this, maybe because of bad lifestyle, because people don't realize it during that time that the lifestyle is going bad. That means that, I mean, that fire, whatever, Saundarya Mataji asked, they don't realize it. The fire is already there. It's burning, but they don't realize it. And then by the time, I mean, it slightly burns, they go to the doctor, and then comes the real realization. I mean, the world turns upside down. I think in spirituality also, I think this is the point, Prabhuji, that people will materially exhaust, they enjoy material comforts, and then a point will come.
Yeah. Then Saundarya Mataji will ask, okay, but what did I do in fact? Yeah, because people are very nice, eating properly, hygiene maintaining and everything. How can a cancer come? Even for a child who is like 9 years old, or I don't know, 7 years old.
Yes, Prabhuji.
The question will come, or even a newborn child, what did he do? Then one,
yes, Prabhuji. I think, this question came many times. I think one thing is, I think with respect to the disease, there is still something that would have gone wrong. I mean, people may think that is a healthy lifestyle. So, for example, in India, they say that drinking milk is becoming injurious to health because milk is getting adulterated, and due to which cancer cases are on the rise. Like, for example, this is a very hard truth. That because lot of population, we don't have so many cows, and all the cows were given injections. So there people think that, okay, I'm drinking every day, I'm doing yoga, drinking milk, but the milk is doing enough damage in the body, and then the cancer occurs, and then people don't realize. People think that it's a healthy lifestyle, but the damage is getting done.
Okay, but then they will advocate again Like, Saundarya Mataji, I'm with you. Help me if I'm not able to ask question. I don't know where is she. She's not there. She's there. So the question may come. So the question may come from me that, okay, but in that case, what else I have left with? I can't drink milk because milk is adulterated. I can't eat food. Food is adulterated. Everything is adulterated. What can I do now? Yeah. If I don't eat, then there I have a problem, right? I have a, problem because I'm not properly nourished. Whatever I need to have, I don't have it. So if you are saying, hey, Dinath Prabhu, that hey, milk is adulterated, the food is adulterated, the air is polluted, the water is polluted, the soil is polluted, everything is polluted. Now what about me? Should I stop everything? There should be some way out, right? After all, what will your Bhagavad Gita help me in this?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I think in that case, I mean, only on a very pure scientific basis, people should go to farm communities and grow their own crops. They have to live a very simple sattvic life, actually. Because, for example, if you take Delhi, Prabhuji, Delhi, people get paid a lot, but there is pollution in the air. People will get cancerous very easily in Delhi, like, for example.
Yeah. But again, Dinath Prabhu, for that, I don't need Bhagavad Gita, na? Because science is advancing so nice so that it can say what is high quality yield without chemicals. Now we are talking about organic, which means no chemicals and all. And as you said, a farm community and all these things. For that, what is the role of Bhagavad Gita there then? This is what people are doing, right? I don't take to spirituality.
Correct.
It's a common sense thing. Okay, I have to go back to the roots, live with the nature, and people are doing that.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah,
That solve the problem. Then what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita here?
Actually, the one thing which we realize when we study Bhagavad Gita is about karma, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that's fine. When you are telling about karma, okay, common sense, right? So for that, we don't even need to read Bhagavad Gita. Common sense means if I do something good, I enjoy. If I do bad, I'll suffer.
But that basic sense is also probably missing in the current material world, Prabhuji, because
no, but this can come out in a conversation, right? So not based on Bhagavad Gita itself, but even a common sense. Hey, you did something, you're put in jail. If you reform, you're coming out. Oh, next time I should be careful. How is Bhagavad Gita helping at all? Anyone else?
I think maybe Hare Krishna Prabhu. I mean, I think Bhagavad Gita is helping to keep Krishna in the center of everything. I mean, because even if you live a simple lifestyle, doesn't guarantee that you will be happy if you don't put God in the center, and if you're not.
So if you put Krishna in the center, you're happy. Your life is very happy.
I think if you put Krishna in the center, that's what Krishna is saying. Surrender unto me, and I will.
A lot of devotees have gone through great troubles, right? No, you don't know that.
But I think they're kind of still be blissful while having those troubles. I mean, we know many sannyasis going through many cancers, but still, when you ask them, they said they are blissful. It's just the body which is suffering. I mean, at least that's their stage. That's their stage.
Yeah, you have come half answer is in that what you are saying. Yeah. The half answer there is that the problems are there. Yeah. Bhagavad Gita is helping you to mature how to appreciate or not appreciate what is happening on a bodily platform, isn't it?
Yes.
Dinath Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Bhagavad Gita is not just, not showing us, hey, the world is all of suffering, the world where you are living is disgusting, it's stinking with all. No, it is also saying, hey, okay, this is a reality, and this is not actually just like a air and a aroma. I don't know if it already came in one of the verses. Air and I think it will come next. Air and aroma what does it do? Air is carrying the aroma, but air is not touched by it, right? Air is still is not impacted by it. It's only the carrying the aroma, the fragrance. Yeah. So we understand, the soul is like that. The suffering is like this, and I'm not part of it. First thing is we are maturing our understanding so that, oh, all these things may be there or may not be there, but it's not the most important thing. But because I'm caught up in a heat or a fire, whatever, I want to escape. Saundarya Mataji, if you are looking for an escape door, if you want to get out of it, do you have that solution? We have understood all problems are there, but what is the way out? How to free from that suffering? That is what Bhagavad Gita is giving us the light, showing the tunnel. It's not like, hey, Lord is putting us that there is no, it's not like an endless tunnel. There is an end, and we have to take the right way out. So Bhagavad Gita is helping us to mature us that while we are going through this suffering, we should be tolerant, but focus on the business. What is that? To work out our way to get out. Have anyone can remember from Mahabharat what happened when Lakshagra? What happened? There's a very nice episode in that. We can also have so much learning from that. The whole palace is waxed. Saundarya Mataji, you may know this, no? You know this, Leela? When Pandavas were in the palace, this palace was fully packed with wax.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That is our situation. The place we are living is fully packed with wax. It's only a matter of a fire spark.
Yeah.
No? With wax, we can see very nice, right? Wax museums are there. Wax is so nice. Candles are there. All we can see this wax around us. Yeah, this is really a matter of time. And then we can see what we should do. We should find a way out. It's not like, okay, I know there is no other way. When the fire gets cut up, like any others are burning, I'll also burn. But I hope it will not happen. No, Pandavas have digged out their way out from it. So we have to also understand this, that yes, I understand I'm in a world where this kind of fire is there. As long as when we don't think that this fire is there, we'll always be relaxed. Hey, what is so urgency? I can go tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Hey, after all, I have so many other important things. Escaping from a fire is the most important thing, isn't it? Dinath Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. I remember also one class with Jaidvet Swami Maharaj in Vrindavan. One devotee was asking that, yeah, I came to Vrindavan, 2 days I am suffering from diarrhea, 2 days fever. What should I do, Maharaj? I mean, I'm not feeling good. Then Maharaj said, please treat that as Krishna's mercy. So I think this realization Bhagavad Gita will give Prabhuji, because we see many great devotees left their bodies, but who are suffering from very difficult pain within the body, but they have treated that as Krishna's mercy and focused on their job of going back home, going back Godhead. But this is something for normal people to understand. They have to really read about their life.
They have to put some faith.
Yeah, exactly, Prabhuji.
Reading, okay, yeah, you could get very quickly one short Bhagavad Gita you may read, but when there is no faith,
yes,
you will still take it easy, or you still think it's not going to happen for me. You should have Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. Adav Shraddha, Tadav Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. These are the things where first thing starts with faith. That's what, in whichever class now, wherever we speak, Bhagavad Gita is there, but people do not have faith. We should have some faith, try it out, and then we can see. Yes, so many people, as as Rishabh Prabhu was already telling, so many great Swamis, when they are having terrible, we can't even bear such kind of situations, health issues or all, how Prabhupada, every Friday when we are reading Prabhupada Leelamrit, how many things we read. Amazing. Very difficult. Only great souls can handle them. Yeah. We may think, oh, great sannyasis, I'm not a sannyasi, so it doesn't, they are of different level. Yeah. But when Krishna pleases with our sadhana, when Krishna is pleased with our service, he will give us the power that we can also overcome these challenges. That is what Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita, assurance. 18th chapter, where we are saying, he's saying, in every chapter he is telling, hey, you forget all these things, just accept me. And if you have little faith, we can see miracles in our life. Thank you very much. Thanks to you all for keeping you a little longer, but I thought, okay, these things are very important so that we can have a deeper understanding of ourselves and our the purpose of Bhagavad Gita in our life for success. Okay, any last word? What do you find? How did you find? Hope it's not boring.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah. Prabhuji, when you were talking and all this discussion was happening, so one can reflect one's own life also through this. So everything you said was very nice, and I think one more point what I would like to say is that okay, once one can get this realization or maybe have taken a leap of faith and gone that way, but to go forward, it is also very, very, very important to have constantly hearing this, because it might not be possible that every time you are having your own pain or something wrong is happening in your life. So what is more important is also which I felt in personally for me, that Shravanam and associating with devotees who are already there, it keeps you binded. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult. We all can come to this Bhagavad Gita class for once and then just go off. We feel it, and and then everything is gone. So
that's why I was saying Shraddha, Adav Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. When we are associating with devotees, then only we can. Otherwise, if you again go back, if you talk to your neighbor, he's saying, I am fine. What will happen? You will start thinking, I am fine.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, that's very important. And very importantly, as you said, Shravanam, right? This faith is very, 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 very faint. Komala Shraddha. Komal Shraddha means not so strong. It's not like Nishtha. Very, very weak. If someone will tell, you know what is the secret of success? If he'll tell something, we may go there. We may think that. No, our faith should be supported by being with people who have accepted the faith, because their faith is so strong. They have attained so many things. So we understand our faith also. When we come to that level, then we can really appreciate that soothing. Koti Chandra Samaprabha. When we talk about our grace, the Lord's blessings, which are like soothing against this fire, whatever we are talking, the moonlight, coolness, breeze will be affecting only when we are constantly being hearing. Otherwise, our faith, if just imagine birthday candle, right? If you say one blow, then it's gone. And just imagine if this is not just so weak, even if you blow 100 times, nothing will happen. So until that stage, what we have to do is we have to be strengthening our faith by regularly hearing. And this hearing can be more supported by chanting. When we do proper chanting, then the Krishna is saying, hey, he is really serious now. He want to understand me. He want to understand my teachings. He want to understand himself. Let me enlighten him. Why? Because Krishna is saying, I am the one who is giving the remembrance and also knowledge and also forgetfulness based on what the individual wants.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, this is very important. Yeah, and thank you, Prabhuji. Once again, the class was very, very nice.
Mhm.
Although I didn't join from start, but from in between, but it was very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This class is very interesting and I got the answers for my questions. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, then we close the day, and I don't know if the telecast may happen from Gauradesh, but yeah, that will be a part 2 from what we discussed now. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण।